Now it says we're on air. Okay. Just being funny. Everybody, welcome to another night of Overwatch Oasis. This is week two, or not week two, tier two, week 16. Tonight you have Jibba and Sebi as your casters and commentators.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's been a while.
So we do have the readies, and we are going to get kind of rolling into this. So I just want to make sure that the stream is live and that there's no issues with it. Do you mind just saying that in chat real quick? It's being a little funky right now, so I just want to be sure before we start the maps that we're good to go.
Just checking streams.
It has not popped up yet. It looks like we're fine, but let us see. Is it coming up? Yep, we're good to go. So we are going.
So I feel like it's definitely been a while since we casted and commentated together, but what a game to come back and cast over, right?
To return to this big behemoth of a game here between the two undefeated teams, Iconic Noobs and Throwing for Content. And if you're a part of our Discord, you know that these two teams. What is this at the bottom for this update stuff? These two teams love to sort of go back and forth with each other, which is always a nice thing.
Now I wonder if the gameplay is gonna live up to all of the hype in chat as well.
I think it's gonna be a very good game here. I think we're gonna see a lot of sort of interesting plays and comps. Probably a fair bit of teabagging, which we love to see.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be leg day today here. And let's see. Seeing a couple of interesting comps here. Are we going to see a potential dive coming out from Iconic Noobs? From the way their comp is set up, it's looking like they are going to be going for some sort of dive comp here. Interesting to see them play a Pharaoh without a Mercy though, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, never mind, Dragon has swapped.
Looks like we're getting a teleport straight to point here on the side of Throwing for Content.
Yeah, Throwing for Content here, going for a bit more of a classic sort of comp. I wonder how it's going to fare against the Pharmacy. We do have Master Link here on the McCree, but is it going to be enough without a pocket?
Looks like TFC was able to kind of set up on point here, but getting a little bit split as they try and chase down some of these kills. Are coming back to point to make sure they cap it though.
Legits does get the first pick of the fight, so it's looking like Throwing for Content will be able to play a bit more aggressive and make sure this point goes to them here. But that being said, Young Cthulhu is taken out by aka Pog. That's a huge pick.
Noob's doing a really good job of sort of stalling here on point. A very quick sort of barrage here from Infinite.
Matrix and Beat coming out from Buttweiser and Jerry?
Gerald.
It's looking like it's snowballing now in favor of Throwing for Content. Infinite able to take out Jerry before being able to escape there. What did you think about that fight then?
Really, very back and forth, but really impressive how both teams quickly sort of built these ultimates and were not afraid to invest them in order to take first point and or stall out the taking of first point as much as possible.
So it looks like the mines do come out. aka Pog able to take out Legit's hammer. Suns did swap over to the McCree himself, so no more Farah here. And it's looking like we are going to see a flip of the point soon enough.
We do still see Jerry kind of on point though, trying to stall it out as the Lucio, but it looks like Iconic Noobs are looking to get back here quickly.
Legit Hammer is able to make it back as well with the TP, but not for long as Infinite takes him out.
But TFC doing a really... I was going to say, TFC's doing a really good job of still trying to stall this point as much as possible. You know, we've seen them get it up to 50% now, so any sort of
the fight is
build
heavily in favor of Iconic Noobs, but again, Throwing for Content doing a really good job bringing it up to 60% now. He's dragging this fight on as long as possible.
Yeah. Very much staggering themselves during a lot of that, but it's purposeful staggering in order to, like we
Still
said,
going.
keep going here. Yep.
Chubb Matt Damon here, just able to last for a little longer, and just over 70% is pretty solid. It's gonna put the pressure onto Iconic Noobs here. And Growing Content only really need to win one fight.
I do like Noobs were very smart. We saw Bleem focusing intensely on taking down that teleporter to make sure that they stopped the stagger that they were sort of doing there.
I'm liking the rotation here. I assume it's just to avoid the boops from the Pharah, but in this tight-knit corridor it's going to be tough with all these ults. Diva Bomb doesn't find anyone. Fortunately, they were able to disperse quick enough here. Infinite just popping off with that 3k. It's looking like a solid fight win here.
Very much waited for them, and well timed that whole looking at that teleport that TFC was trying to kind of push onto point with.
Now the only problem here is the TFC are going to be coming into this fight with pretty much all 6 ults. Might just be a case of making sure they have every single ult online and just trying to steamroll through the point. That being said, AK Pog does have the Transcendence. It might be enough just to clutch it out and exchange it for a couple of ults in return. Do see a few ults coming online here. Ranch does take out Mr. Link, Master Link. Mr. Master?
Master.
Master. Here we go, here comes out the trans.
But really nice pin there from Young.
I think that was perfectly timed there as well. Just able to take out AK Pog as he got out of the trans. Ainun does come out, unfortunately doesn't find anyone. Link still able to take out Bleem.
Saw a really good beat there from Matt Damon, able to kind of block off that high noon that Suns was trying to get off there.
I think it's Mr. Link. Let's just call him Link from
It's
now on.
Master! I double checked with Kenny before the game started. Unless Kenny's trolling me.
That could be very possible. So Infinite here with the only ult of the fight right now. The tanks are gonna be getting their ults as well pretty soon. Are we gonna see a big barrage coming out? Mines do come out first, so here's a barrage. Is able to take out Budweiser. Bleem able to take out Jerry as well. Picks going back and forth currently. Surprisingly, Master gets taken out yet again by the bomb. Again, back and forth. Do see the sim wall coming out. Looking like Growing for Content may be able to take this, but honestly, anyone's game right now. No, never mind. It's looking like Iconic Noobs might actually take this. Currently in a 3v2 scenario.
But we do see quite a few of the Growing for Content members sort of back here.
If Cthulhu can make it back with that shatter, it might be just enough to get them past the line.
Yeah, especially if they're not playing, I was going to say, with the shield tank here.
There's that shatter. Does get the Diva, but I think it was a little too late, and Iconic Noobs are going to be able to take this point. It's just a matter of time now. What a way to start things off. Would you expect any less from the two undefeated teams?
No, not one bit. I'm seeing a lot of really good plays. I did like that we saw when IN was trying to come back there. Suns switched to the Soldier to get back more quickly, and also knew that Jerry was kind of around that corner waiting for a boop and kind of stepped himself in, waited for the boop to come, waited for Jerry to kind of back off there, and then came around to the corner. Was immediately sort of dove by Young and Matt Damon, but still able to kind of, get off some damage there.
So it looks like both these teams are going to be running a similar sort of comp here. We do actually have Link on the Pharah and Infinite on the Maid. Surprisingly, no Mercy Pocket this time around, but we'll see how he does without that. Fortunately, he doesn't have a hit stand to worry about this time around. But a lot of turrets, a lot of shields coming out here. Growing for Content starting things off pretty strong. Quite a convincing start to this fight as opposed to the last map there.
It's something I noticed that Throwing for Content does well. They do a really good job at making their space and taking it. It's just a matter of kind of now holding in this defensive position. I think they excel when they're playing very aggressively, but it's definitely smart to kind of set up here and set up with these turrets.
Now, looks like Suns has gone back onto the hit scan. The Shatter does come out and finds two there. Clearly putting in work right now, and even though Jerry was taken out, it looks like Brent Content have got this in the bag right now.
Cthulhu is getting a little bit low there, though, so definitely glad to see him back out of that fight, but also really good too of him to support to help him escape out.
Sorry, who was that?
No, we're not going to go there. It's going to happen all night. It's the one name I cannot say.
Okay, so the fight is starting. Suns actually went out of his way to take out the Sim TP, so quite smart. Shatter comes out, but a nice block there from Cthulhu. Both matrices. And Link was able to actually take one. Unfortunately, poor Pauline, he was in a really awkward sort of spot there. But again, TFC have taken this fight. We haven't really got much on the board for iconic noobs coming into this next fight. Maybe a high noon, but again, against the Diva, it's usually pretty difficult to pull one of those off. Pharmacy does come out now. I think they're going to have to initiate with the B. Yeah, just like that. Pog starting things off with the B. Bomb comes out and actually takes out Infinite. I like the idea from Chubb, but unfortunately wasn't able to boot Mercy out of the way, and Infinite is back in the fight. But it's looking like we're going to go on to map 3. Pog and Infinite doing their best to stay on the point. Doing a fairly good job actually. Oh, there we go.
This very much feels, the hype behind this game feels like it could be almost like a playoff finals sort of game, and from the way both teams are kind of fighting here, it definitely is reflecting how well both of them are and why they're in the 1 and 2 spots right now.
Yep, I agree with you there. It's definitely fun seeing this back and forth. It was quite heavily in favour of TFC last round though, but I wonder if that's just a weaker map for iconic noobs. Speaking of which, it looks like they're going to be going... They are loving this sim at the moment, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And fair play to them, they get to point pretty quickly and set up. And, I mean, they've got the comp to sort of work with a sim as well, this sort of heavy ball comp.
We do see TFC sort of pulling out the Rhine Zarya here instead of the Diva.
I wonder if that's going to be enough though. It's looking like iconic noobs with the pick off of Infinite are going to be able to hold this point.
Would really like to see iconic noobs, once they take point, push a little bit aggressively here and kind of hold them more at their choke there. Obviously they need to take out TFC before they can do that, but...
Oh, and Cthulhu to start things off, taking out Suns. No res available either. So it's looking like TFC are going to have a fun time here, taking this point. Matrix does come out. Are we going to see any increased damage? It looks like TFC are actually going to take this, and
well-timed Matrix.
Not a bad time either.
Yeah, no, well-timed Matrix too, because they especially waited for Drogon's Immort Field to come out first, and then they burned that down, tossed that Matrix down, and made it so, you know, they had to kind of play around their environment in this situation in order to not get hit and or back out.
Speaking of the Matrix as well, Budweiser pretty much midway to another ult right now. Just with a big tire there. I don't know how he got the two when they were, they had that lamp power. Maybe they just weren't in it or missed LOS. Again, a big tire, only needed the one ult to win them that fight. And in fact, they costed young Drogon his Matrix as well, so definite win there for them.
Both of these teams doing a really good job with their ultimates. I know it did cost Shogun his Matrix there, but really kind of using them properly and staggering them fairly well.
Quite a few ults coming out. Both Shatters blocked actually. Looks like Infinite is doing a lot of work here, along with Suns. Quite aggressively, Iconic Noobs were able to flip the point there.
Able
and again,
to...
this goes back to your back and forth that you were just talking about earlier.
Yeah, and they were able...
I wouldn't be surprised if TFC just flip it again.
They were able to get 3 ults there out of TFC, but TFC does have another 3 online. Pushing through this choke with the Junkrat might be a little tough. They might need to beat their way through it.
Speaking of the Devil, Suns is able to get the first pick of the fight here. Diva Bomb does come out. Is it going to be able to get anyone? Doesn't look like it. It's going back and forth right now.
So a lot of ults coming out here from Iconic Noobs, but they definitely want to kind of hold this choke for as long as possible to get the time bank now higher than what TFC had. But only kind of have the beat and another tire online here, whereas TFC are very close to 4, almost 5 ults.
Yeah, we do have some big ults online. Both beats are online as well. So the tires could be a little useless here. We'll see what happens. Interesting rotation from TFC though. We'll see if they can get through with the Junkrat spam. Looks like the tire's coming from main. He does actually find Sun, so no tire for Iconic Noobs this fight. If I were Iconic Noobs, I would just die quickly and get a quick reset if possible.
Yeah, Infinite trying to kind of set up on point as much as possible with those turrets.
Pete does come out from Jerry as well. Link able to take out Infinite, Budweiser following up, so yeah, Throwing for Content are going to be able to take this point here. Now the question is, are they going to be able to hold it for another 40 seconds?
We need to see a very big shatter here from Cthulhu and following up with some, at least I would say 2 to 3 picks from Master Link here with that high noon.
Getting beat out there was huge. Yeah, I think Suns is going to have an easy time now that there's no more beat inside of Throwing for Content here. So TFC would really need to be careful. It's a big shatter. Are we going to see a big combo coming out? Looks like Sun was able to take out Cthulhu. Link able to take out Dragon. Picks going back and forth. But honestly, it looks like Throwing for Content are going to actually be able to take this. I don't see anyone touching anytime soon.
And that is one incredible map 1 that we just saw.
I think we're going to see a map 5 here tonight.
Play of the game.
I am going to get my laptop so that we can do these questions for swaps and such a little easier.
I don't know what you're saying. My music is too loud. Volume.
Really high healing numbers, objective kills, just eliminations. I've never actually seen the Immortality Field Death Prevented card, so that's interesting to see.
It just means that he was using them during the clutch times, I guess. Maybe that tire without a lamp could have got a 6k. Who knows?
I'm going to check where our next map is that we go to, which I did pin somewhere.
In some place far, far away.
Sometime.
Chat, what do you guys think? Are we going to see a map 5 tonight? Who's going to be taking it?
I'm pretty sure my fantasy wants to see a map 5, so.
I think mine does too, actually.
Okay, let me ask. Did you ask for swaps and readies, or?
I did not. A lot of people in chat saying it's going to be a 3-1, no map 5. Interesting.
Where are we going? We are going to Hollywood.
TFC looked rough against ball comp. Yeah, it might just be that they don't know how to deal with the ball there. Definitely did see them struggle a little bit. Hollywood. Okay. I think this can be quite a fun Junkrat map. Even Farah, actually. Hello, Wegsy. How are you today?
Hello, Lexi. TFC only gets the W's on Brawl. If I am displaying any style of counter, it's lights out. So we have
I would say recently TFC are quite brawl heavy. I know TFC definitely can play like the double shields and stuff, so I can definitely see them swapping it up if they absolutely need to. But yeah, I think a good counter from Iconic Noob should be enough.
So it looks like Crocodile's coming in for Suns.
Wegsy, I haven't seen my grandchildren yet, no. But congratulations!
Big congrats.
What a guy. Imagine having children.
Next
Could not be
generation
me.
of Overwatch gamers. Thank you, Java, for your input tonight.
Yeah, but Weiser was doing a good job as well. Was getting the matrices out like crazy.
Yeah, a lot of peel here that we're seeing on the side of TFC. Their two supports are very cohesive in the way that they play with each other. I think what we were seeing from Drogon and Pog was also really good. Pog tended to look a little bit more kind of in the front of the lines with everybody, which not a bad thing at all. But I think what we were seeing from Jerry just playing that little more passively was kind of what was allowing Jerry to live a little bit more and thus able to stall points at the end, kind of.
I think Pog was doing a good job on the Zen. He was getting quite a few picks. That
Yeah,
I noticed,
he looked pretty
in
nutty on the
feeds.
Zen. Okay, so we are just waiting for some readies. Lots of people in stream tonight. What a big match.
I mean, it has been
43
hyped
people
up for
here.
a while now.
So we have a ready from IN. We just need that ready from TFC.
You can start it whenever. I'm just going to be muted for a second.
Thank the Lord. What account am I on? Just need... So a lot of you guys think tonight is going to be a 3-1. That's interesting. I think both of these teams kind of have a lot of fight back in them. And we'll be doing a good job of kind of keeping this back and forth. All right, we have readies from both teams, so we are going to get going.
Welcome.
actually a testament to how good both of these teams are with the same map record, or not map record, match record, but the map records. TFC is only down by 5 maps in comparison to Iconic Noobs, so it's still very much undecided, kind of, in my opinion, on, you know, there's no clear, for tier 3, obviously White Walkers are kind of dominating it right now, but there's no sort of clear who is better than anybody on this one. Hello, Zoms. Both teams get 4-0 by walk away. And that's a big hot take there. So looks like on the side of Iconic Noobs, they are kind of playing this sort of dive comp again, and we are going to see a double shield coming out here from Throwing for Content. I need my dog to move over.
Yeah, I think the dive definitely suits Iconic Noobs here. I think Throwing for Content definitely have a more difficult time compared to against a brawly sort of Iconic Noobs.
But they might struggle. Having that double bird, the Echo is going to kind of have to help concentrate on this Clara Mercy a little bit. Ranch just really trying to kind of disrupt here in the back lines.
Iconic Noobs are doing a good job of taking the high ground here. We do have Ranch just playing around in the back lines currently. Infinite just popping off right now, taking out Butt and Link. Ranch with the follow-up. Your weakness is able to take out LaCroix, but it's looking like Iconic Noobs are going to be able to take this with relative ease.
Jerry able to escape out of that situation, kind of, and as I say that, dies unfortunately. Sort of had to fly through everybody.
Who is Kovac? Kovac attack?
Killer.
Oh,
What's up,
hello,
Killer?
Killer. Hello, Zoms.
Hello, everybody.
So I'm loving this aggression here from Iconic Noobs, though Link was able to take out Infinite, but Rez does come out from Drogon, so they can just keep up with the aggression here.
Yeah, they're making some really good space to kind of allow the card to sort of push through streets here.
Yeah, looks like Throwing for Content did have to take the high ground there just to push them off. Finally get to point. We do see a Matrix coming out from Budweiser. High Noon as well from the high ground. Is it going to get anyone? Doesn't look like it. Because everyone's dead already.
Unfortunate timing of a High Noon. Everybody, I was going to say, everybody doing, really focusing on trying to chase Ranch down there. TFC, I think, played that very well, sort of taking the high ground back and giving themselves that advantage. So Iconic Noobs were not really able to make as much progress as it seems they wanted.
Nice pick there, actually, though. So no res coming into this next fight as long as Iconic Noobs pressure right now. Which it looks like they are. We do see the Echo copy coming out, so we are going to see that barrage pretty soon. Mine's coming out from Ranch.
Link able to knock... Nope, Link was able to knock AL out of...
Oh, and the counter barrage, actually. Ill weakness taking out 3. And gets rezzed as well by Jerry. I want to say Iconic Noobs were maybe a little bit slow. It might have just been the fact that Throwing for Content had pretty much all of their players back up the second they found out that their Mercy died. So really
very
smart play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like the early,
Mercy.
I do like the early change that we saw from Link over to this Macrea to kind of deal with these double birds.
bomb does come out, but the shield was there from Cthulhu. The shatter also comes out. Is that solo shatter on Tehran? It looks like it. It's going back and forth right now. Iconic Noobs. Iconic Noobs are actually taking this right now. Still have the pharmacy to deal with though.
They have to play a little bit lower to ground, unfortunately, now at this rate, though, in order to prevent Heart from truly moving.
Gotta love that battle moth from Young Drogon. A lot of spam here from Iconic Noobs. Looks like Ill Weakness is chilling on the high ground. Probably gonna go for a sneaky barrage.
Oh, and it looks like Jerry did get hit by those bombs there.
Jerry is able to bring back Master Link for this sort of final fight here. Gotta be really careful. Here comes the Graviton Flux. I don't think we've seen a Flux until now. Master Link able to take out Ranch though. The barrage comes out, unable to find anyone due to the DM from, who is that? Lean. Again, Iconic Noobs just peppering this spam damage in. To the point that even double shields can't take it right now. Budweiser got stuck and unfortunately died there from Pog. Ooh, and a
really
nice rock, actually. Gyro.
Jerry is able to kind of touch here at last minute, but will go down, leaving a quite healthy time for Noobs there on the clock.
Yeah, 2 minutes 20, I think that's pretty solid, in all honesty. The way Iconic Noobs were playing that as well, they played fairly well. I did like throwing for content, constantly taking that high ground to just deny it from Iconic Noobs though. I think that definitely saved them.
Your other son Toku is looking for your love in chat right now.
Yeah, Toku, you're grounded. Go do your homework.
Poor Toku.
Ready for battle.
Okay, so what do you think? Do you think throwing for content will be able to take this all the way?
I think once they get past this first sort of, I think they'll get through this first point fairly easily. Kind of the same way that IN kind of pushed in here. I think where they might struggle a little bit will be second point, especially if IN then changes off of double shield into more of that sort of dive, chaotic comp that they like playing, and I think it suits them. It would suit them on defense pretty well on the street phase here.
Yep.
Lots of kind of different angles and directions that, you know, Ranch and Gleam would kind of be able to attack from.
I think your weakness just needs to be really careful of LaCroix. They're definitely known to be a really great scan from what I remember, so if they shut down weakness, then it might just be really difficult for them to even push past first point. So it looks like they're taking the long rotation round here. It's pretty difficult fighting into this double shield on top of Cav.
Definitely just kind of playing on point right now, which is hopefully going to force, I was going to say, force IN to kind of come down. And that was a really good boop there from Ill Weakness to kind of take Ranch off the high ground.
Yeah, Master Link was taken out first, but does actually get rezzed. Ranch is unfortunately going to be having to come back all the way from spawn. I think it's going to be a little too late now, though. Going for content, doing a ton of work. Immediately actually able to get a pick here, but not before being taken out by Ill Weakness. The shout also comes out. Unfortunately, didn't get anyone.
I'm a little confused as to what just happened there, because I was watching that and it looked like AKA Pog was standing directly
That's what I thought.
Chat. I don't know if anyone else wants to give us a little shout about that. But we do see Ranch on the ball. I think that was for kind of stall ability there. But like I said, I think in the street phase will actually be beneficial to them.
Another solid take as well. Looks like they're pretty even on times at the moment. I think Iconic Noobs did have a little bit of difficulty on the sort of streets phase around the second corner, so whether throwing for content can make up that lost time. That do see the copy coming out.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a huge flashbang there from Link.
Link doing a really good job of just kind of being very on top of Infinite anytime that they're kind of copied and in this echo.
So this is looking pretty similar to the last time when we were on the streets phase here. And again, it's looking like both these teams love the high ground. Might be difficult for throwing for content to push into that. Mines do come out from Ranch here. A good job from throwing for content here, just to slowly back out and move all of the mines. Oh, weakness, able to take out AKA Pog. The res is there. Drogon is on point with these reses tonight.
What I'm kind of noticing that IN does very well is they play these very pinstering sort of comps where there's such pressure on the front lines, and then there's just like one or two people, which right now we're seeing it be Infinite, kind of in these back lines, sort of always just sneaking around.
I heard a high noon. It looks like LaCroix took them out. Unfortunately for Iconic Noobs, they did put maybe, what was that, 4 ults into that fight. So realistically, they've got 1 at stretch 2 into this next fight. That being said, throwing for content as well, only have the Diva Bomb. It looks like they're going to go on a dive of their own. So maybe we're going to see a couple of EMP bombs coming out. What a huge bomb to start things off. Able to take out both the Mercy and Ashe. Clearly with the follow-up. Infinite was able to take out a weakness, but it's going to be really difficult for Iconic Noobs to come back from this.
Giving them a lot of space and really just brought that payload home almost immediately, to the point where, IN is doing the very smart thing and kind of regrouping before these doors open and getting themselves into a better position here as a team.
So coming into the third point with just over 3.5 minutes, I think it's going to be a relatively similar time in all honesty. It's looking like it's going to be. You see a few ults online now. Is a weakness going to be able to stick someone? Is able to take out Infinite.
Drogon reses them right back up though.
Drogon with these reses just uncontested tonight, honestly. I am loving the coordination here from TFC though. It looks like wherever the monkey goes, the rest of the team follows.
Yeah.
Most of those mines were taken out from the EMP here, aka Pog with the trans, to just in time actually. Looks like keep the team up from that EMP.
Smart copy there from Infinite to get the extra health as the monkey and kind of pressure TFC back here. Ooh, giving a friendly little hello.
Garrett is able to actually get out as well, so now we're seeing a lot of ults online for throwing for content here. No EMP bomb combo yet. Would have been nice if they held on to that EMP for this combo. And speaking of which, Link is taken out already. Okay, Pog with the follow-up. It's looking like quite unfortunate that Gyro had to use their bomb there. Yeah, solid hold for Iconic Noobs right now.
Oh, and Gyro unfortunately is not able to get out with their mech.
Someone needs to get the payload moving.
So might want to see a sort of kind of engagement with the Winston ult. Would obviously love to see Link and Gyro kind of match up here if they could, but with Gyro being out of mech, it might be, you might not want to wait, especially as the time is kind of ticking down here.
Link is able to take out Roy. I like Infinite's thought of trying to get Buttweiser out of the fight there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get the one clip. But the bomb was enough to take out Pog here. Again, it's going back and forth, mainly in favor of Iconic Noobs right now.
Not sure what Young was doing there, kind of just sitting on the payload, not really shooting at anybody. I wonder if we had
Who?
Young, if we had a bit of a controller die there.
Who's Young?
Cthulhu?
Oh.
You're just trying to make me say the name wrong, and I know it. But Link is in place here, watching everybody up top, ready for a big sort of EMP here.
It looks like they do have the EMP ready. They've got quite a few ults ready here. Unfortunately, they don't have the bomb, which would have been huge. It's honestly sad to see that we didn't see the combo coming out. But Ill Weakness starting things off. Or excuse me, Gyro starting things off. Ill Weakness following up. Looks like Throne for Content just got a second wind here. It might be able to take it in overtime right now. EMP comes out as well. Looks like this is going to be enough for them to take it all the way.
Especially with this bomb on point here at the end.
Infinite does get hacked there at the very last second. Now, Iconic Noobs only need one tick, which, looking at their first attack, sounds pretty reasonable for them with only 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Initiating match.
The pressure is definitely on for Throwing for Content here.
Everybody, welcome to my stick drift. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Is it going to be the time of the night where we see a Bastion comp? Question mark.
Ready for battle.
Bless you.
Sorry, just dying real quick.
Don't worry, I'll carry the stream
Yes,
while
please.
you choke to death.
Yep, as long as I get the cameras going fine, it's okay.
Okay, so it actually looks like we might get a Bastion here. Oh no, he's contemplating it. Oh, look at that. I can see into the future, guys. We are actually going to get the double shield Bastion comp. Surprised to see a Tracer with that, but maybe Ill Weakness can make some magic happen in the back lines. Do have that double bird comp. The double bird type comp actually from Iconic Noobs. It might just be too much to run a Bastion comp into that, but
Try to keep yourselves in one piece. I don't mind activating the barrier.
Bastion way too cheesy. I mean, I agree, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Mercy, if you join our league, you will understand. Cheese comps happen on occasion, and we love calling everybody out for them. But they're definitely a thing. Thankfully, it's not usually too often. So
Honestly, with the way Throwing for Content are playing here, it would have been pretty amazing to see a Junkrat from Iconic Noobs.
yeah,
Just imagine the spam damage going into that little sort of calf. Little weakness though, able to take out Amelia. Are we gonna see Perez? Probably not.
yeah. AL kind of was trying to get in those back lines while the team kind of kept that pressure and kept the Bastion distracted. And I think they definitely wanted those bombs to sort of help disperse TFC, but went down
I'm
quickly.
liking Master Link's rotations as a Bastion. He's never staying in one static location. Always on the move.
Which is smart. He's definitely willing to set up, but he's just as willing to kind of go into the mobile Bastion.
That's a big pick there. Master Link is out of the fight. You may see the res here, but no more res now. Throwing for Content do have to play this flawlessly now. Nice eat from Bleem to take Ill Weaknesses pulse bomb. Again, ill weakness, able to take out media. Quickness going back and forth. Big shatter. They better not C9. Oh, that was close.
30 seconds remaining.
This is actually anyone's game.
I think Budweiser's doing a really good job of playing smartly with these kind of environments here.
Oh, the trance is coming out. But we do have this Reinhardt. Cthulhu is being double pocketed right now with Butt and Jerry.
Someone's going to stay on point because they are so close to capping this right now.
Yeah, the second they move off point and someone's on it, that's going to be it. Picks going back and forth. Looks like Link is popping off right now with that 3k. That's exactly what they needed.
Link
Just
coming
don't
in
get off point.
for the absolute save right now. I like Pog is playing around these boxes though, trying to, unfortunately did go down there, but trying to stay alive as much as possible while still get some backline damage in.
Kara cleaning things up here. It's gonna actually be a draw. That's what happens when you play the cheesy comps.
That's my fantasy done for the night, on my score at least. But interesting because these usually map 2 are not the maps that you notoriously expect to get drawn. But with how both of these teams played, I'm really not shocked by it.
Your weakness popping off there. Yeah, I think it's bragging rights now. Every map counts exponentially for these
Link
guys.
OP, please nerf. I agree with all of this. Yeah, Link hard saved that point for TFC, and I think really kind of put the team on his back in that situation. But also, Cthulhu and the double pocket to stay up long enough for Link to be able to get back is very much a testament probably to the sort of comms that we're seeing from TFC.
Yeah, I agree. I think even with the pressure being on them, they're doing a really good job in staying level-headed and able to pretty much play the game how they normally play it, so fair play to them.
But I think we saw a lot of really good sort of, if you want to ask for swaps and ready, so I couldn't, because there's so many spectators, I just remembered. TFC, or not TFC, I'm sorry, IN did a really good job of always constantly pressuring there. I think Infinite on the Pharah especially kind of pushed them all back into that little room under Cafe and made it so that they almost took point. It just unfortunately, Paris, let's go to Paris. Unfortunately, just they weren't able to kind of get those last couple of picks that they needed.
Yeah, it was a scrappy fight towards the end. I honestly think Link coming back with the configuration tank just literally saved the day there at the end. I think without that, we would have seen a dub for Iconic Noobs.
So many spectators.
In the stream?
No, right now here. Well, yes, in stream also. We have lots of people here in stream. There's about 50 or so people in stream, I think, right now.
50?
Yeah, 57 people in stream right now. We are up to over like 200 or 300 comments already. Stream's killing it with their attendance tonight.
What, is this the
Everybody,
finals?
you get
What's going
a
on?
gold star. I am going to run downstairs for 1 second. So unfortunately, you're left alone with Sebi for just a couple of minutes. I will mute my mic so you don't have to listen to my dogs, though.
Close to 60. What do you guys think after that? It's, again, really back and forth. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm pretty excited. We're seeing a lot of DPS players just pop off. Again, you saw like Butt and Jerry keeping up Cthulhu. I think that was a pretty clutch moment as well. Hello, Mr. Nation. How are you today? Shadow was big. Yeah, it's currently 1-0 for throwing for content. Cthulhu main tank difference. Okay. I think he has a more difficult time against dive tanks. Toku, I do love you, even though you are a turd.
Hello,
TFC
chat.
in this one, is it over? No.
Sorry about that.
Essentially, the score is 1-0 for Phone for Content right now. Visa.
Oh, one of my dogs stink.
Iconic Noobs aren't playing their strongest heroes, in your opinion. Jeans, who do you think are their strongest heroes?
Jeans, haven't heard from you in a while. Really happy to kind of see you here in chat. Welcome back.
I think I did ask for swaps and readies. Did we get
You
anything?
did.
I'm so good. You think Noobs need to match their brawl? Really? I think Noobs are doing a better job with the dive than they would with brawl, in my opinion. It may just have been that Throwing for Content have adapted now. Yeah, it is possible for them to draw Temple as well. So again, there's still a potential for a map
Double
5.
draw.
If we saw a double draw, I think that's going to screw with everyone's fantasy standings.
It's so rare that anybody picks draws in general, but like a double draw is pretty unheard of.
Honestly, this match has felt like a support diff. I don't know. I think both sides have been doing really good. We saw Drogon just getting so many reses and bringing like the heavy hitters back, like Buttweiser popping off as well, getting the matrices quick and saving literally everyone. Has there been a double draw? Has there been a double draw? I don't think I've ever seen a double
Never
draw.
that I can recall in our entire, what season are we in now? 4, 5, 4?
5?
4. I think we're in 4. I don't know. Whatever season we're in, I have never recalled a double draw. I don't. I know we have some like veterans here from our quote unquote season 1, but they would know about the early ones.
I don't think we've ever had a double draw. Hopefully tonight's the night. TFC should just live up to their name and give more content. I agree.
That's what they're here for. They try. They try for us.
If we get another draw, then I think that's the content we need.
Cthulhu Demon. Legit's back in. I want to see a little bit of Torb 1v1 here. Really, I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a testament that we're not seeing any changes on the support line to whomever was saying support difference. TFC has not alternated their supports out at all right now. So obviously there's a lot of good cohesion kind of here between these two. I have noticed on both teams, Branch has been played every map. I think Cthulhu has played every map. We're seeing the DPSs definitely alternate on both sides, which is nice because that means everybody has got a good depth and a good flexibility between them. I'm muted. Am I still muted? No. Okay, we have readies from both teams. So, in we go.
Let's get going. It's quite a good Farah and Junkrat map as well. I'm sure we're going to see
Entering the temple of
a couple of those popping out. I wouldn't mind not a Junkrat, a Torbjorn.
Because there's an Lucio map. Vigo is a very good Lucio. Well, Toku, if we go to map 5, it's Ilios, and that's pretty good Lucio map.
Legit's Hammer is in as well. I know he plays a bit of Torb, so I wonder if we're going to see that for defense. I don't know who's defending first though.
I'm trying to pull up right now the fantasy standings and see if anybody picked a draw at all.
ready for battle.
Okay, so it's looking like on the defending side we are going to get that double shield, pretty much the meta comp for this map. J Money on the Ash, does have that pocket with him. Suns on the Junkrat. Pretty standard comp for
It's good to be working with you again.
Temple of Anubis here.
And under better circumstances too.
Looks like Throne for Content are going to be going for a potential grab dragon combo with the Reinhardt.
There,
Weakness is Jimmakuri.
no one this week is getting the score right because this week is all 3 2s and 3 1s for this game here. So nobody expected a draw.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
So I wonder if the damage is going to be there from Throne for Content to just get past this double shield. Looks like the speed boost is going to be enough, but Suns is going to put in a ton of damage right now. Absolutely called it. The second you go into that tiny room, Junkrat is going to have an absolute field day.
J Money doing a really good job of just cleaning up here, especially with this pocket. Is this J Money's debut game for Iconic Noobs?
I wouldn't know.
I
That is a
want
good question.
to say it might be.
So let's try this again from Throne Content. Still going back into that room. Haven't learned their lesson just yet, but looks like they were able to get past the Junkrat this time around. I think Suns was a little slow on his position and does mess up with his mine.
No, he played against her. Nice. Thank you, Cat. Best cat bot.
There we go. Suns does actually have the tire. I wonder if he's going to pop it right now. Looks like he's going to use it from up top. Just needs to get there in time.
They are doing a good
Looks like he's
job
going to
of
be
staying in
taken
the
out by
same
Legit's
ward.
Hammer though. Ooh, but does take out both Butt and Cthulhu.
Really
It's
had
very
to kind
bad.
of, they really drew out that tire there though. They stayed in that immort and the Iconic Noobs were not able to kind of take that out immediately. Would like to see Matt Damon kind of push up a little bit more here, so they could get their mech back with just some spam damage.
Looks like Chubb was able to get back into mech now, so it's going to be a decent sort of take here. They do have a Shatter to work with and potentially a High Moon relatively soon.
Want to compliment Lee Ratty there. Got dove immediately by Chubb and did not back off of the high ground, just kind of played around the pillar instead.
Jerry is able to take out Chubb. We do see a Shatter come out. I'm not sure if he actually got anyone though. Sun's popping off. And it's looking like an easy hold here for Iconic Noobs. The only problem with the tire now from Suns is having to deal with both the beat and the lamp from Budweiser and Jerry. And, I mean, you know, as we've seen tonight, they've been pretty on point with their cooldowns. So the dragon does come out. Actually finds J Money sort of caught in an awkward place right now. Cthulhu does get it. Suns takes one out. Ty comes out and actually gets Ill Weakness, who wasn't in the lamp.
He unfortunately rolled out of the lamp to try and get a better angle on the tire. And I think we just saw a really good sort of Suns take advantage of that.
So the bomb comes out, doesn't get anyone due to the lamp. Matt Damon does take out Suns though. Picks going back and forth. Ulu with the shatter.
Legit on Doomfist, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Ooh, sorry, J Money or?
Legit.
Yeah, I think now that you mention it, I haven't seen him either on Doomfist before.
Really nice to see either a little bit of flexibility here or the picking up of new characters. Good.
I mean, in a
from
scrappy
Barry.
fight like this, having a Doomfist just for that quick damage, and that quick hit potential is pretty massive. Do you see the Meteor Strike coming out from J Money? Is he going to be able to find anyone? No, but Chub Matt Damon able to take out Boss. Is that going to be... Yeah, it's looking like Throwing for Content are actually putting in a ton of work right now.
I was going to say, IN are doing a really good job of sort of staggering themselves here with these quick to return characters.
Yeah, this fight's been going on for ages.
Yeah,
so
not even really allowing TFC to get a tick just yet and really clicking the time down.
No weakness, able to take out Boss. Oh, we're seeing a lot of ults being used, but Ill Weakness with a 3k right now. That's eased up a ton of pressure for them. Suns was able to take out Ill Weakness finally, but damage is already done. The stall is still there. Do you see Lee Ratty pop the fellow lessons, just keeping everyone up. Ronch able to take out Legits. Actually looking like a potential ult now for Iconic Noobs. How did they manage that?
I am really impressed with just the time that Noobs are able to take off of all of that, causing this to be last fight, but also with the fact that they held TFC quite strongly there in the beginning. It took a lot of ults for TFC to kind of be able to even get the 2 ticks that they did just get.
I mean, as we see there, they've got under 30 seconds now. It's pretty much the last fight now. It's got to be a pretty big shout from Cthulhu. They do actually have a combo here. They're going to have to go for it, but again, playing against the dive is really awkward to make that work.
Nice
Surprisingly, the bomb does
minds
actually
from
get J
Rand.
Money though. Nothing does take out the Jits. V and Shat are both used together. There's a lot of aggression here from Throwing for Content right now. It's looking like Iconic Noobs are doing a good job in just slowly but surely taking down Throwing for Content. J Money able to take out Budweiser. Ill Weakness as well out of the equation here. And J Money putting in a ton of work on the Doomfist.
Just like we saw last game, Link kind of saved point as the Bastion. I think J Money just with that Doomfist pretty much helped stall out everything, did exactly what you were talking about, caused a lot of damage and quick damage there, but also was able to sort of survive in these fights and kind of get in and out of them the entire time.
Yeah. So it looks like Iconic Noobs will need to take, I think, what was that, like 2.5 ticks from second point?
Yes.
So I don't think we're going to get a draw this time around, but it's looking quite favourable for Iconic Noobs right now.
If we somehow manage to get another draw, then these teams are cracked out.
Ready for battle.
There's the legits we know and love back on that tour.
They better not be stream sniping. I feel like anytime I've said something, it came true tonight.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Mods, time to ban.
Temple is such a bad map. You're a bad map, Dylan.
No, I agree. Temple is a horrible map.
Listen, you all hate Paris, so you guys gotta pick and choose what you do and don't like. I
mean,
dislike
Paris isn't even a map.
out of our current three, I dislike Temple the most. I will agree with that. I actually don't like Hanamura either. I really like Volskaya, so I'm happy when that's in rotation.
1. Attackers incoming.
Volskaya and Hanamura, alright. So let's see, from the attacking side, we do have a dive this time around. Hopefully we do see that EMP bomb combo that I was really hoping to see on Hollywood. Looks like Ill Weakness able to take out Suns as well. Are we going to see a res from Boss?
Cthulhu is kind of in a bit of a
Let's go for it,
drop
yes.
boot in a not great location, but is able to back up to the team.
Jerry also getting the res onto Legit there. It's going back and forth. Jamie is actually doing a ton of work on the Echo as well. Flex God coming out. And it's going to be quite a strong take here for iconic Noobs. They're going to be, what, just under 5.5 minutes for next point?
Sounds about accurate.
I will prove myself.
Oh, sorry, just under 6 minutes. They are going to be coming into this fight with a copy, and then soon after they are also going to have the EMP bomb combo. In fact, they're going to have all their ults pretty much by the time this fight actually takes place.
Which is a very dangerous thing here for TFC. We might have to see Young change to somebody a little bit quicker.
Okay, so we do see the copy. The damage was there though from Drink Content, able to take out that copy Reinhardt. Okay, unfortunately the bomb went sort of back to their original spawn, so wasn't able to give any sort of pressure. Nice sleep there from Lee Ratty.
Did cause Lee Ratty to kind of have to back off and not be able to heal in that moment, and TFC were able to capitalize on that though.
A good job from TFC not to get snowballed there.
Chat, 500 comments, good job.
Let's make it 1,000. Easy. Yeah, EMP bomb is online here. Shatter coming out.
Solo Shatter to make sure Ranch is not able to kind of build up these mines and stall point as he's been doing.
I want to say this is the second time Ranch has been solo shattered now.
Gotta love a Solo Shatter.
I feel like that's a common occurrence for tonight.
I'm gonna mute my mic for 1 second.
Okay, so it's looking like iconic Noobs are all sort of getting into position here. Bomb comes out. Are we going to get the EMP? Actually doing a really good job to go around the corner there from throwing content. Otherwise that would have been pretty big. Your weakness able to take out Suns, and the Matrix comes out from Jerry. So looking like throwing for content are doing a pretty solid job here in holding. Are they going to be able to get these staggers? No, it looks like J Money was able to get out. Do you see the swap from Diva onto Zarya as well from Muffin Pirate? I wonder if it's to combat Chubb. Okay, so we see the rotation going onto the left side here. Brig ult does come out. It's going to make it a pretty easy fight for throwing for content. They are playing quite defensively though.
Circuits engaged.
Iconic Noob's doing a good job backing out and just waiting for the armor to sort of stop. As we all know, Brig is just a little bit ridiculous in this game. The bomb comes out. Ooh, a nice shatter as well. Another bomb coming out. It's looking like Iconic Noobs may have this in the bag now. I said that about throwing for content and they weren't able to take it. Lee Ratty, I don't know what he's up to. I think he was lagging, but Iconic Noobs able to take map 3. So map 4, pressure's on.
Play of the game.
Let's see, Raj pressing with the play of the game. Oh, he was so low. The heals were so clutch from... Who was that? I can't remember off the top of my head now. Lee Ratty and
Ratty.
Boss.
Can you ask for swaps and readies?
Getting a lot of love in chat for Cthulhu. Cthulhu's definitely been popping off. My old chlamydia, what a name.
Now I just need to see what map we go to. I think it's Rialto.
Rialto?
Mhm.
Now, controversially, Rialto is, in my opinion, the best map in the game. Better than King's Row. Hands down.
King's Row? Did I hear King's Row?
Better than King's Row, in my opinion. I'd agree, Rialto is better than KR. Yeah, I mean, Rialto is Rialto, man. You can't beat that map. Is it Rialto?
Mhm.
I think I only like the streets phase for Iconworld. I'm not a big fan of first and last point for them, or for that map. Yeah, Reiner's pretty good on Rialto. He's pretty fun to play. There's so many angles as well to play like a sniper, or even like an Ana. You can have a field day as an Ana on that map. Now, I'd be interested to see if we're going to see another dive coming out from Iconic Noobs. I think throwing for content are going to be quite comfortable on the Reinhardt this time around. I don't think we've seen a hog all game, so we might possible to see a hog. I honestly haven't played Overwatch in so long, so I don't know how good hog is or if he's in meta at all. Muffin diff. Could have been. I think, was that Muffin's first map?
Yes, sir.
Interesting. It might be a Muffin diff. Did we get the swaps?
We have swaps from 1.
Ooh, excuse me. Imagine being tired at 3 AM. Could not be me. Wait, so whoever wins this game wins the game. Yep, that's right, Nation. The score is going to be I think 2-1-1. I hope I have lots of tea. I haven't actually had a cup of tea today, so that might be why. And what?
If he is from the
Toku.
south, we don't claim him.
I think Toku's gonna get a mute tonight. I feel it. Toku, how does 24 hours sound? Yo, ban's even better. We can go for the ban.
Nightbot, best bot, giving us that score. That 1-1-1.
Nightbot for Ark.
Nightbot for ARP. I'll step down for him.
How'd you know it's a him? Might be her.
I'll step down for that bot.
It's 2021, you can't assume.
Accurate.
Dadbot over Nightbot. I think I agree with you there, Psycho. I miss Dadbot.
You guys are heathens.
I think it was awkward when someone said something serious, though, and Dadbot would activate.
Mm-hmm.
That just made me cringe. Dadbot was annoying. Toki, you're annoying, and you're still in the server. You can't say that about Dadbot. Come on now.
Kenny's got those MVPs ready, going.
Already, interesting.
All right, so we have a ready from both teams.
Let's go. Let's get some hype in chat. I'm calling it. We're gonna see a widow.
Bedbug, I'm UK too. Don't know why I'm still awake. Isn't that a big mood? It's not even late for me, and I don't know why I'm awake.
Imagine living in the UK. Could not be me. Is Cthulhu British then? Bedbug? Or are you just friends with him?
Either way, we support the support.
Ready for battle.
Alright, so this map is going to be for all the marbles here.
Would really like to
Looks
see
like-
both teams take a boat ride, is what I would like.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
A nice little gondola ride together. Both Muffin Pirate and Cthulhu trying to fit on this gondola would be amazing.
That's a hard pass from me.
Listen to this beautiful music.
Okay, so it's looking like from the defensive side, we do see that Tracer coming out from weakness, followed with a McCree from Link. They are going to be running a Diva Reinhardt, and actually got Jerry on the Zen. I don't think we've seen him on the Zen tonight, unless I'm mistaken here.
We have not.
Looks like iconic Noobs are going to be running sort of interesting comp with the monkey. I want to see how that pans out. Maybe they were expecting some sort of sniper from throwing for content, but a lot of space being made right now. I think throwing for content want to play this corner more than that first corner.
Interesting, because most teams usually do choose to play aggressive in order to get back quickly. So if we do see throwing for content go down in this situation, they likely will not have time for a recontest.
Looks like both teams are backing off a little bit here. Shield has come out from Ranch, but gone as quickly as it came up here. Ranch is just peppering in damage, and Cthulhu is taken out. I think this is going to be really difficult now for them to recover. Master Link able to take out his counterpart. Jerry with a follow-up as well, getting a clean headshot onto Infinite. And it's looking like throwing for content are going to be able to take this fight quite easily here and hold. Surprising, even without the Reinhardt, they still were able to make ends meet here. Okay, so it looks like we do see a few swaps here from Noobs. Do you see that Tracer versus Tracer? Both Tracers do have to be careful now with both McCrees out.
Really
Cthulhu
nice.
able to take out Lee Ratty through, what was that, the Matrix? From Buttweiser? Again,
say-
Buttweiser just putting in work.
Also a really nice, strong aggression there from Gyro to be on J Money into that high noon, but J Money already 30% back to the next one. Oh, and
Now that you say that, he is swapped.
yeah, we saw the swap to the Ash just to go back to the McCree. Unfortunate, but with how quickly he is, like I said, building these up, I don't think it's really going to impact them too much.
Okay, so we do see the bomb coming to initiate the shatter as well. Looks like it was enough to take out Ranch there. And again, another convincing fight win for throwing for content.
Smart for IN to just still constantly be backing up out of that situation, though, because literally 2 or 3 of them could have been caught in that if they were depending on the Rhine shield, but instead they chose to take cover.
Now, Iconic Noobs are going to be coming into this fight with a Nano and a Grab. Ooh, Cthulhu taking Infinite out relatively quickly. I think the trans is coming out. Yes, it is. High Noon as well. But again, Iconic Noobs are up 1 at the moment. Shatter comes out, and that's going to be enough to take Young Cthulhu out. Branch Depressant does need to be really careful. He is pretty low at the moment. Does get topped up now. Are able to take out J Money, but looking like Iconic Noobs are going to be able to take this all the way here.
30 seconds remaining.
A lot of time was burnt trying to take this point, though. Impressed because, as we talked about early on, they chose the back hold there.
Looks like Throwing for Content were trying to hold there. Unfortunately, it's going to bite them now since, in essence, they're feeding now almost. A little too late there. So it's going to allow Iconic Noobs to have quite an easy time getting around the first corner. Content do have a big combo online though. Is Young Dragon going to be able to counter that with the B is the real question. Okay, Throwing for Content are taking the high ground here. Were taking the high ground here until Cthulhu dropped. Looks like they're looking for... There it is. Well, the bomb... I mean, they didn't go for the combo, but the bomb was able to take out J Money, who was sort of in awkward position. Oh, the counter shatter does come out though. Gets 3 there, and Iconic Noobs are just hammering through right now. Good night, Runch. And unlike the first point, quite easily took the second point here for Iconic Noobs.
Iconic Noobs are doing a really good job of using these ults very aggressively, especially because they are getting them super quickly. They're not afraid to kind of use them in order to continue to make as much space as possible.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot more ults being used for space than combos, if anything. Dragons do come out, and that's actually split Branch from the rest of his team, so he's going to be going back to spawn here. Young Cthulhu, with that purple from, I believe Ratty was able to be taken out as well, but it's looking like Iconic Noobs are going to have to reset here. Again, it looks like Throwing for Content do actually have another combo available with the Shatter and High Noon, but obviously for that to work, your Ryan needs to be able to land that Shatter. I think, I mean, Link just went for it and got infinite, so why not? If I were Throwing for Content, I definitely would have pushed up though. Just got the pick since we're in a 6v5. Looks like Cthulhu is pushing up a little bit. Was maybe looking for that Shatter, but has to be careful since his shield has been destroyed. Link popping off right now.
Seeing a lot of matching in these different comps here, seeing Infinite switch to the Hanzo in order to kind of go against weakness and Link's sort of distance and ability to kill from the distance.
Maybe they're just trying to flex on each other. Yeah, I can play your hero better than you, kind of thing.
Or look for Grab Dragons. Grab Dragons are always impactful.
Okay, a lot of ults being popped here. J Money able to find 2 with that High Noon. Both the tanks as well. Oh, but the Grab Dragon. Oh, that was juicy from both teams. Grab comes out. Is it going to be enough? It looks like the healing from Buttweiser actually saved them there. And Muffin is taken out. That's unfortunate. I think that was a hero grab there. If the Zarya was high charged, then he could have maybe gotten away with it, but I don't know. It's a tough call.
This right now is a very, very good situation for TFC, even though we did just see that Shatter was blocked, but you know, basically
well, the Shatter did get one there though.
Yeah. Basically forcing IN into overtime here. They now have to stay on point no matter what they do, and will still have recontestability.
Dragons come out, it's going to be impossible for Iconic Noobs to touch here. And yeah, quite a solid hold towards the end. Few questionable moves from Iconic Noobs, but I think they played that very well until then.
0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
"61 people in chat."
That's why you should be playing President Bleem. Maybe that was the key element that they've been missing.
Ready for battle.
So it looks like Iconic Noobs are going to be going for
Everyone signed their
a sort of bread and butter, it looks like, with the double shield, J-Money on Ashe, and Infinite on the Torb.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Oh god, are we going to see a Bastion? Are we going to see a Bastion?
I think we might be getting a pirate ship.
I think killing himself to maybe throw off the enemy team. I know a few people that do that.
Yep.
The swap.
I don't think IN is going to fall for that, though.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I mean, either way, they've got J-Money to deal with any sort of hit scan or Farah. But yeah, it looks like we are going to be seeing a pirate ship from Frank Content. Second time tonight, and I mean, it worked the first time, so...
Just a matter of is weakness going to be as good on these rotations as Blink was.
It's going to be tough though, because you're going to have J-Money trying to focus on the Farah, but then you've also got to focus on that Bastion, otherwise he's just going to mow everyone down. Ill weakness, able to take out Liberati here, but Infinite putting in a ton of work, taking out both the EPS there. And Drogon with the res onto Liberati as well. I think it's going to be pretty difficult to play a Bastion now, and we do see the swap onto a Hansa or a Junkrat now. See a complete overhaul in the content. So I think we might see a Bob getting yeeted towards the enemy team from J-Money pretty soon.
Turret in the backline's doing just a lot of pepper damage here, kind of forcing Cthulhu to use that Fire Strike in order to attempt to take it out, but Infinite doing a good job of keeping it up.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Bob yet from J-Money actually. There we go. And the lamp gets taken out pretty quickly. J-Money's Bob just putting in a bunch of work now, able to take out Link. It's going to be enough for throwing content, having to back out. Do you see the Flux coming out as well? Might have been a little overkill there, but we're able to get ill weakness. Now both support ults online for throwing for content. It's going to be tough against the Supercharger and Molten Core. Infinite with the damage there and the damage boost. Well, the damage boost from the Bongo and Mercy, it looked like, was able to delete Cthulhu. I think that was a big fight win there for Iconic Noobs, only using that Bongo just to win the fight. Perfectly synced matrices coming out. Molten Core comes out. That is a scary Reinhardt. Looks like throwing for content are getting the picks though.
60 seconds.
Really impressed on the pocketing of healing there from TFC, because Cthulhu kind of just ran through Molten Core swinging aggressively and was still able to survive even though he's less than half health.
Do you have young Drogon just able to sort of get out of the line of damage? Gets the res as well. Please don't walk backwards. Okay, Branch is able to get back into the fight just in time. Are they going to be able to touch though?
Flank Bob.
All the Bob putting in work, able to take out Link and Jerry. This isn't what throwing for content won. Looks like they are able to take it now.
And now if they, I was going to say they were able to take down Ranch, but if they are able to get any of these last minute staggers, that would be good for them.
Smart reset from Budweiser there. But you could have argued that maybe as a loose here you could have gotten out, but I mean, at the end of the day it doesn't really make a difference.
My turn.
Well, unless you're swapping. Budweiser did swap onto the Baptiste now.
How about a little extra?
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate C9 there.
Okay, so the dragons to start things off. Big dragons actually able to take out both Ranch and Lee there. Master Link with the follow-up. And the DPS just doing all the work for that fight.
So if we see TFC play this very aggressive here, able to kind of do exactly what IN did, where they take this point fairly quickly.
The shot comes out, able to get 2 in there. One comes out just for the dominance factor. Link popping off right now, able to take out Drogon. Weakness following up as well. Muffin Pirate does take out Link though, so is that going to be the winning formula? Bob as well comes out to just back things up. Was slept but woken up by Cthulhu, I think. It looks like Iconic Noobs have just about enough to force Throwing for Content to back up.
But we have a lot of ults here on building up here on the side of Throwing for Content. If they can time these next 4 ults well enough and, you know, use them properly, we will see Cthulhu get that shatter back quickly too.
Yeah, I think Iconic Noobs are in a really tough position now. I mean, looking at their ult economy, they've got nothing coming online for quite a while. They need to make the magic happen right now. And Link is able to take out Ranch as well. Is this going to be it? Link with a follow-up onto Lee Ratty as well. Dragons come out. I don't know where they're going, but I like the idea there. Young Cthulhu able to take out Infinite. And I think Throwing for Content are going to take this here.
Nice purple there from Jerry onto Rand.
Mines come out as well. Is it going to be enough? It actually is. Bob and the Mines doing a ton of work right now. Link able to take out Muffin though. But Iconic Noobs, again, I don't know how they managed to do this, but holding on to dear life right now. Now they do have to watch out for the shatter. They've only got Muffin Pirate for a shield, so it could be pretty big here. Cthulhu plays his cards right. Infinite taking 1 out. It's currently even fight right now. Just gotta watch out for that Matrix. Bomb comes out. Oh, that's unfortunate.
High Noon again taken out on Link.
And a shatter comes out. It's a big shatter actually. It looks like Throwing for Content are gonna take it. What a roller coaster of emotions there.
Play of the game.
Oh, that was a nice bait as well from Ranch. Oh, look at that shatter.
Okay, we're just gonna get MVP noms.
Overwatch talk about to be lit.
Muffin, you played well. Only nice thing. We are going to get an interview from IN. I'm hoping TFC are going to want to interview. I know Kenny was asking for it, so.
Well, we gotta get the MVPs out of the way first, though.
We do have to get those MVPs out of the way. Do you want to start talking about them while we wait for the nominations here?
Yeah, of course. I think, well, from the tank line tonight, I think everyone was playing really well. There was moments of brilliance from both teams. For me, it's honestly quite tough when it comes down to the wire. I think, for me, it'd have to be either out of Cthulhu or Ranch. I think I'm leaning more towards Cthulhu because I feel like, and I think this is also a credit to the healers, but I think being able to stay in the fight because of his healers, he was doing a ton of work.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that Ranch wasn't, but I think I'm gonna sway more towards Cthulhu on this one.
Yeah, I'm actually, so I'm in agreement. A Walsh Infinite, I think it is, because it's Pog and A Walsh that were nominated for TFC. Um, I do want to agree with you. I think Muffin, I think Gyro, I think Matt Damon did a really good job, especially in supporting. But seeing Cthulhu and Ranch play every single map, definitely we saw their impact of what they were doing for their team. Almost wish in a moment like this that we could hear the comms of what was happening. Ranch was incredibly disruptive as Ball and had such well placed minds. That TFC literally were very much stuck between like a rock and a hard place in those kinds of situations because of how aggressive and frontliney IN is. I do just think Cthulhu edged out Ranch a little bit. Um, I, as you said, kind of, it probably was some help from the supports, but had a very strong front line presence, did a really good job of blocking shatters, really focused down the right people on iconic noobs in order to make sure that the picks were made. As as much as we like to joke and meme about the solo shatters on Ranch were actually super impactful because Ranch was doing an incredible job of sort of stalling point for iconic noobs. And in those situations where you might not want to use your shatter for a solo shatter, he understood the importance of why it needed to be used. So I do kind of want to go for Cthulhu. MVPs from the side of Iconic Noobs are actually for Jerry and Butt for both supports.
Okay, interesting. I think their support lineup were doing fantastic tonight. Was it only Jerry and Butt? I think there was another one, right? Or okay, it was.
Nope, only Jerry and Butt tonight.
Yeah, I think they were doing an incredible job. You could see like the amount of heals and work they were putting in. We saw the cards as well. Butt was putting in a ton of work. So was Jerry. If I had to pick out of Jerry and Butt, I would probably say Butt. I think we saw the matrices coming out literally it felt like every fight, doing a ton with the lamps, with the, just with general heals and staying alive. We saw him and Cthulhu able to hold down Hollywood point A just by Cthulhu keeping up, just by Buttweiser keeping up Cthulhu until Jerry arrived as well. But I don't know. I think if I had to make a case out of the two of them, I would lean more towards Buttweiser.
I do want to compliment Iconic Noobs. Boss, Pog, Drogon, and Lee Ratty all did really, really good. We commented on Drogon just getting away with reses left and right. Lee Ratty's Ana was nutty, as was Pog's Zen. I think Pog's Zen was, fairly aggressive, but also healing and really use those transcendences at the right moments.
Yeah, you can make a case for all three of them. Like you were saying, Drogon was doing really well with the Mercy, getting the reses. Lee Ratty, just general flex, and Pog was found in the kill feed, just popping off quite a few times on the Zen, and we saw him on the Lucio as well, I think. But yeah, all the supports were just putting in a ton of work. But I feel like Buttweiser sort of stole the show tonight.
So, for me, it was going to come down to Jerry, Butt, or Pog. I agree with you. I think Butt did a really good job, but I'm actually leaning more to Jerry. I think the pocketing that we saw from Jerry on top of the consistent, constant heals plus the resing. Jerry was being very conscious about being around corners. Jerry also played Lucio, had really good beats on the Lucio, played Ana here at the end, and had really good antis to kind of help TFC push really aggressively on top of the nanos being used on Cthulhu so that they could continuously sort of take people out. I think Butt did incredible and got matrices left and right and placed those matrices perfectly. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I am for Jerry for MVP.
Okay, interesting. So how about the DPS then?
DPS, another really actual tough one. I think AL did really good when they were playing. I think Infinite did good.
Oh, Amelie.
Yeah.
LaCroix.
LaCroix. Yeah, that person. I was gonna say crocodile. I think Link was good. Ill Weakness was good. Legit was good. Infinite was good. J Money. It's all of the MVPs tonight for me are like the biggest sort of toss up on who do you go with and in what situations. I think at the end of the day for this one, what it's going to come down to is Link, Infinite, and J Money. I know,
Really? Okay.
yeah, I know we only saw J Money for a couple of maps, but we saw that Doomfist all out, and we just saw very impactful bobs every single time, taking the flanks. Took Link out of High Noon 2 times on different maps, just by the focusing down. Infinite on the Pharah was doing a really good job all night, and also on the Echo. Really kind of sort of clanky in their situations, but that's when I was talking about that sort of. They like to play, iconic noobs like to play a sort of chaotic comp that pincers you, and I think Infinite excels in that. But Link also the save on Hollywood with the Bastion, the constant movement of the Bastion. Really good McCree, really good. I want to say, I think we saw it Ash very briefly. Just overall, their hit scan is good. I'm I'm kind of a little stuck though on who in that situation to go for. If I had to pick out of any of them, I do think J Money was, when he was in the maps, the most impactful out of all of them.
So I think for me, well, firstly I want to give a shout out to Sons. I don't think you mentioned him, but yeah, he
I
definitely
didn't.
popped
You're
off
right. I didn't.
on the Junk and on the McCree. But I think for me it's a toss up between Link and Infinite. I can make a case for both of them. I think they've both done a ton of work tonight. Not to say that Weakness and J Money and the others didn't, but uh, when I'm thinking about the DPS, those two names definitely spring to mind. I kind of want to say I want to give it to Link just for the fact that he got that save on Hollywood, but I could go for either of them.
Um, yeah, this is like a super a tough one for me. Everyone is saying DPS MVP is the easiest. It's really actually not. A lot of people are saying Link. A lot of people saying J Money. Um, I am. I'm stuck on this one because between the three, it's hard for me to pick. Um, I do really like Link and think that Link did a good job, but Link did get shut down quite a few times while using ult. Um, and we saw Infinite use those barrages and build those barrages really quickly, kind of backed them into a lot of different corners. And Infinite was, I'm pretty sure it's Infinite. Infinite was their nomination. Um,
We could
I
go
don't.
for
I'm
Infinite
so
as well. I
stuck.
mean,
I'm
honestly, like
so
I was saying,
stuck.
it's
I'm so
the
stuck.
difference
I
is
literally
so
don't
minimal.
know. I would be fine going with Infinite, but I 100% think that there needs to be an honorable mention to Link.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree with that.
Okay. So it looks like we're gonna go with Cthulhu, Infinite, Jerry, with honorable mention to Link. And we are gonna do interviews. So I know chat probably hates us right now for these MVP picks because unfortunately Link is getting shafted in this situation. But it's hard. It's when both of these teams play incredibly well like that. It's not as easy as you might think it is. But we can let's bring in. We're gonna bring in Noobs first. So we'll bring Boss for the interview.
I think I will let them know who the MVPs are if they haven't seen already.
And I am going to invite Boss to the group.
honourable mention to Link, right?
Yeah. No, it was Jerry, not Butt.
Oh.
Hello, hello.
Hello, boss. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm gonna invite Lee if you don't mind.
That's no problem at all.
Did you guys have fun watching?
We did. What an incredible game. Thank you guys so much for letting us cast this tonight.
Of course, thanks for
It's
casting.
you had such high viewership. We hit 60 people tonight. With
Hey,
over at I don't know where we are right now, but we were somewhere around 800 comments. It was almost as if it was like a
love to see
finals type of game, you know, a playoff game
I know
here.
it was highly anticipated, so I'm glad that everyone got some good entertainment tonight.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Lee. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to post game
Thank you.
interviews.
Thank you very much.
Knowing that you are, I'm not sure who that is.
Aqua, get out.
We're gonna.
Just get out.
Sebi, you're the
Go ahead
person
and remove
that's
him.
in the group, so that's you.
I'm the leader.
Yeah, Lee, thank you for staying up tonight. I know you are UK, so I know it's very late for you. Appreciate the dedication here.
It's cool. It's all good.
How did you guys feel coming into this game?
We definitely prepared. I mean, I'm not going to say that we didn't. We prepared very stringently. I think we've had 5 scrims or so in the last week and a half, and definitely did our research when it came to the team and what we were going to be having, and so we were pretty prepared. We were feeling pretty confident.
So I want to say, first of all, commiserations to you guys. What was your thought when you saw the Bastion on Hollywood?
I think it was Lee that called it. Like, Lee, did you call it they were going to go Bastion?
Yeah, I had a feeling they would go Bastion.
He was like, if they get backed into a corner as we were preparing, he said if they get backed into a corner, we might see a Bastion, and so unfortunate, but
I mean, they didn't stay on it for too long, so
no.
I mean, I think we handled it pretty well.
I know there's always a lot of amusing comments about, early preseason. You guys were commented on for running those sort of cheese comps, and seeing that cheese comp in return. Did it give you guys all a smile? Like create a little bit of a fun laugh for the team?
It did. We were like, really, you guys have labeled us as the cheese masters, and here we are. But it was nice. It was funny. We laughed.
Who did you think was the most problematic person to deal with on their team? Like the big threat?
Jerry.
Yeah. I think we knew walking in that their supports were gonna be our main priority.
I mean, I was on Throne for Content, and I just knew how strong their support line was, and without them, like Cthulhu and Master Link and Ill Weakness can't do what they do.
So did you guys find yourselves trying to target Jerry and Butt more than say their DPS?
I don't think so. I think we were still trying to just fight the tanks at first with our tanks, and if one of them got out of position, then we would try and target them.
Yeah, we knew that this game would be about who made the most micro mistakes, and so we didn't want to be the team that made the most micro mistakes. And we've learned from past experiences that going out of your way just to target a specific person or role can cost you. So we just waited for some mistakes.
I can honestly say I don't think I really saw mistakes at all from kind of either sides here. It was a very tight game from both of you. How did you feel about the draw on Hollywood? Because when do you ever draw the second map of our series?
Oh man, we haven't drawn that map, I want to say, in 3 months. Probably since we brought in like some of our older pickups. Like we just it was tough.
I noticed you guys had a very deep lineup tonight, and a lot of the sort of SR lineups that you were running were 52, so obviously top tier kind of lineups. What how did the synergy feel? Because you guys more so than TFC switched people in and out and got a lot of playtime, and it it looked like it wasn't a problem whatsoever for you guys. It looks like everybody gels really well.
Our roster, we intentionally keep it small because we want everyone to have an opportunity to play with each other. You never know whose schedule is going to conflict or who can't be available. So we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to play with each other. And so it doesn't really matter who goes in a lot of the time. We know the role that we're supposed to play in a specific comp that we want to run, and like, a lot of people are really interchangeable, which is nice.
So when it comes to playing Throwing for Content again, which I'm sure you guys will in the playoffs, is there anything you're going to do specifically to prepare against them?
Lee, what do you think?
I don't personally think we'll do anything specific. Like, I think we'll just go towards it like we did this one. Just make sure we prepare ourselves accordingly, and just because I think tonight's match, a couple of fights here and there, and it could have been a different result completely. So I think we'll just go ahead and just do it like we just did before.
Yeah, fair enough.
My last question, and it's actually one of my favorite questions, and I always ask it about a certain individual, but perfectly fine if you decide to answer about everybody. Who do you think on your team kind of played incredibly well tonight? I know everyone always compliments their whole team, and that's in a situation like this, I cannot blame anybody for complimenting their whole team. But is there somebody that you feel really sort of helped put their heart into it, or helped try to lead the team a lot?
I think I'm gonna boil it down to two people. So he's kind of like the unsung hero, I would say, in some instances, and I'm so grateful that he finally got an MVP today. Infinite just rocks it every single game, every single time he's in a map. He's strong with shot calling, does really well. And then on the tank line, again, Ranch coming in really strong to support his team. I would say if I look back at the maps that I was able to watch, those are the two that really stick out to me as like these are the noobs.
These are the noobs. Well, they definitely played fantastically, so I don't blame you.
Lee, anybody that you would shout out?
I'll chat at boss.
What?
I'll chat you out, boss.
No, not me, dude.
Without boss, all this is not possible.
Oh, thank you.
Coming from a captain last season, it is one of the hardest things to do to run a team, and to run a team as smoothly as it seems that you do, boss. And also to not play yourself sometimes, to have that intelligence, and that's one thing I actually like about both you and Kenny. You guys put your team first, and you're not worried about your own playtime. You're not worried about what you know you can bring to the table. It's you put everybody else up there first, and that's a big thing for a captain to do, especially
Absolutely.
to have to, like you said, deal with getting everybody in and out of the maps too.
Yeah, I mean, our support line is cracked, and I'm a Mercy one-trick, so of course I'm gonna put in Dro and Pog and Lee before I'm gonna put in myself.
Mercy one-tricks are okay. I'm a Mercy one-trick too. Those Mercy Moira one-trick.
Hey, but I pulled
two
out
tricks.
some Lucio tonight on Temple. I even surprised myself.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
You guys had a very good stall on Temple to prevent them from literally that first tick. You, I think, stalled out for 2 to 3 minutes almost before they were able to take it. So, big compliments to you guys.
I think the key to that was just we wasn't going in like 2 at a time, 3 at a time. It was going in like 1 at a time. So you can try and get that stall a little bit longer for the respawns to come back. And
Yeah, it definitely felt like that. It was just like one long drawn-out fight. It seemed like the second they killed one, another one would come from spawn, and you just whittled down the time until that was it, really. So Really impressive
Yeah.
to see that.
That's all I have for this.
Oh, well, again, like, as I always do, great match tonight with TFC. We really appreciate their good sportsmanship this evening and putting on a good show for everybody. So, shout out to TFC.
Yeah, big shout out to TFC. And thank you, Sebi and Jibba, for the commentating and casting.
Of course.
No problem.
Thank you guys for coming.
Great team. Have a good night. Bye.
You too.
Good night.
You guys, take care. You gotta love wholesome responses.
I do. I mean, like I said, our league knows that there's always a little bit of tension between these two groups, and at the end of the day, it's a good tension sometimes because it brings about a small sort of rivalry like this. And it's nice. It's the build up is incredible, and they sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but they followed through on this build up with this game tonight. So I know Kenny's coming, and I know Ill Weakness is going to be coming.
He should be coming. So, there he is. Hello, hello.
Hello, guys. Congratulations on your big win and staying undefeated right now.
Thank you, thank you.
How did you guys feel coming into this, knowing that it was two undefeated teams going at each other?
You gonna go first, Kino?
Yeah, I felt we were well prepared. Kenny really helped us get prepared for this match, and we knew that we were gonna have problems against Iconic Noobs because their their double bird is really good, and Ranch is cracked, absolutely cracked on ball. Shout out to that guy, man.
Yeah, so as he said, we knew that coming in, the ball comps were going to give us the most issue. And honestly, the main thing we were focused on was trying to get them to switch off of the ball stuff. And I think we did. Sometimes we did good jobs of getting them to switch off. Sometimes we didn't. But I think we did better than in recent scrims against them, at least, where they kind of just rolled us. But tonight, I do think we did a lot better against the ball comps, and it did lead to a very close win.
So I noticed that you alternated your tanks and your DPS tonight, but you did not change your support lineup at all. What was the thought process behind that? Is it just that they're very synergized, or?
Well, we knew that at some points. So there's a couple reasons. So we knew that at some points we were gonna play the Brig with the flex support, and Budweiser plays in Budweiser's really good Brig, and Gary is really good on and Zen and everything. But also, I think with those two, they have every support covered as well, plus their 8s. And so, Prof didn't tell us until yesterday that he was at a beach, at the beach, and his Wi-Fi wasn't good, and so we kind of did go into panic mode because a lot of our comps are centered around Prof and whatnot. Yep. So yeah, it did throw a wrench into plans because we couldn't play Mooncap, couldn't play Big Go. Cap was even here at one point, so yeah, we had to stick with Gary and Budweiser.
Good old
we have
full
faith in them as well. We have a lot of faith in Gary and Budweiser as well. I don't think we have any starters at support, but those two are definitely two of the closest thing to starters you
have. It seemed like that literally everybody that you played tonight was very starter-esque. I know you have that running, joke in the server about Cthulhu only getting the one map thing. So I was really surprised to see him playing every map tonight, and was very impressed by what we were seeing.
Yeah, Cthulhu, we have a ton of faith in Cthulhu. He's a 10, so it does make it tougher to play him. But we have a lot of faith in Cthulhu. We knew that we were going to be just fine with Cthulhu in our main tank.
So one thing I want to ask you guys is, what was going through your minds when putting out the Bastion? Because we saw it come out twice tonight.
I can come on the first one. The first one was kind of a Hail Mary. We didn't know what to run, to be honest. And Alex did great on it. He literally saved us that game. But yeah, he just. And the second one was just us trying something and then realizing it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and I'm very happy they switched really fast because we have a tendency
Yeah.
sometimes of sticking on things that aren't working, and they switched in like 30 seconds, stuff like that. So I was very proud of them for switching as fast as they did.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel nerves kind of settling in after and it didn't show, but after first map because that first fight on first map on Lijiang, literally I can't tell you how long it took, but I noticed both teams poured 3 ults into the first fight in order to just take the point in general.
Okay, you want me to go on this one?
Yeah, you can go, Kena.
I wasn't in the match personally, but I could definitely tell there's probably some nerves. Big match for us, and I feel like we just wanted to win. We were determined to win through that first map.
Yeah, I forgot you weren't in, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think every map we went in pretty nervous. Like even I feel like all of our other games we've been in 3 map 5s. I feel like this was about like even when we were down 0-2 to Bushido Banzai. As much problems as they give us, like I think we were most scared against Iconic Noobs. Even when we won the first map, we knew that it was going to have to be a 4 map, maybe even 5 map series, and so we knew that we had our work cut out for us, even after winning Legion.
Why the MVPs nominations that you guys picked?
It was All Wash and Paul, correct?
Yes.
Okay, All Wash. I think All Wash is a good friend of mine. He used to play for us like a year ago. I think All Wash is an absolute insane DPS player. I thought he gave us a lot. His fair gives us a lot of issues. It always has, even dating back to the preseason game that was streamed. And for Pog is a very cracked support. I think every support Pog plays is just like S tier. So I thought Pog played really well tonight. His Zen was really giving our tanks issues. So
Yeah.
Pog played amazing tonight. I mean, even MVP could have went 10 and like J Money, the last 2 maps he played, he popped off. Ranch played extremely well.
I don't know if you guys watched when we were picking MVPs, but we literally said there's so many people on both teams that MVP could have gone to for the night, and it's for me and my actual like history of casting here, one of the hardest games that I've had to pick MVP for every role. Some roles usually they're more obvious than others, but tonight was just it could have gone either way for everybody.
It was pretty chaotic.
I think we always say that, but yeah, you literally could have gave MVP to anyone tonight.
Tonight's one of those times you want to add the entire teams and just say MVP to the team, MVP to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone played well tonight. Everyone that played, even Muffin. Muffin played really well. The 2-3 maps he played, I thought Muffin played really well on the tank. The Diva, the Arissa, Zarya, like they all played well on IN tonight.
Agreed.
So going into this, did you guys just prepare with regular scrims, or did you prepare specifically? Did you watch any games back of theirs, or have any specific strategies?
I had sent I watched back their other maps that were like the maps they played previously on all 4 of these. So I did watch those back, and we had a pretty good idea of what they were gonna run. Also, before the game, we actually had like a quick little in-house because we have like so many players. So we had a quick little in-house where we it was like 3 straight maps. We just went against the Ball Diva, Farah Echo, Mercy's in like nonstop, and they were actually getting rolled in the in-house. So for them to come out and play as well as they did was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So coming into the playoffs where you might face them again, what are you guys going to do to prepare against the potential rematch?
Just clean up the mistakes that we made tonight, because obviously no one is going to play a perfect game, but you can always strive to get better, and so we're just going to try to work on the things that didn't go so well, like getting Steam ran on Hollywood. It happens a lot to us on hybrids where we just we don't most times we don't even get a fight on second point. We just get blown over and then everything's in shambles and everyone's wondering what to play and stuff like that. So there's always stuff to work on. Anubis is an alpha map, so we have to keep working on that as well. I don't think anyone would ever pick Anubis though in the playoff, but you never know. But it's just a bad map.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the questions from me, unless Jibba has any more.
I have my one question, which I also asked Iconic Noobs. It's literally my favorite question to ask teams. You can shout out your whole team, you can shout out individuals, totally your choice, because like I said to Noobs, everybody played really well tonight. Is there someone on your team tonight that you feel maybe you want to specifically shout out or didn't get the sort of recognition that they should have gotten, in your opinion?
Okay, you can go first.
I think Cthulhu did, because I think he got the recognition he deserved, but he usually he doesn't have the best mental, but like he was the like key player to like bring our mentals together and keep us not tilted at something. Yeah, like he literally screamed like mid call outs like keep your composure, keep your composure. Yeah, so yeah, we all love Cthulhu around here.
And so is it like our team or their team?
Your team specifically.
Oh.
If you want to shout out, if you want to shout their team, you're welcome to do that too. But your team.
So it's like now it's like kind of a running joke of like our DPS don't get MVP, and so shout out to our DPS players like Legits and Masterlink. Oh my god, and Masterlink. I do know like coming into the season, we lost Sky like after the first game of the season, and I know people kind of thought some people thought we would take a step back, but I've always had faith in Akino, Masterlink, and Legits. I've always had 100% faith in them. And so, yeah, shout out to those guys. Shout out to everyone, really, obviously, but shout out to the DPS players.
As two people that faced you guys last season, Link and Legit were problematic in of themselves. I specifically remember our game early in the season on Hollywood, and you guys, it was dumb trying to go against them. You guys didn't even have Sky at that point. So I can agree with you that they're both incredibly talented players. Really nice to see Legit on Doomfist tonight, actually.
Did he play it?
He did on Anubis. We were very shocked. I was very shocked to see that one.
Yeah, a lot of times I put him in Torb jail, but Legit can play just about every hero, and he's been working on hit scan lately as well. You can play just about every DPS hero. Like him getting the pick, he got a pick onto J Money on the Ash on our first point attack of Anubis. And so that was huge. So shout out to Legit. Played great tonight as well.
Legit's amazing.
But thank you guys for coming. Definitely look forward to casting more of your games and casting your future games. It's I think they're going to be, you and Iconic Noobs are going to be very hot commodities for Stream Team to want to take those games.
Yeah.
Thank you for casting.
Yeah, thank you so much for casting.
Thank you for your time, guys, and congrats again for the win.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you. Have a nice night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Have a nice night.
Okay.
All right, stream. Tonight was a 2-1-1 Iconic Noobs versus TFC, and TFC took the win. So we do have future games, which I'm trying to pull up on my phone very quickly. The unpreparedness, oh my gosh. And the bad internet, apparently, in my own house with my own Wi-Fi. We do have a game Saturday, Tater Bots versus Bushido Banzai at 7 p.m. CST, 8 p.m. EST. And Saturday we also will have Spellbound versus Rogue Knights at the exact same time. So definitely tune into both Twitches. I think both of those are going to be really good games. Rogue Knights is a powerhouse themselves, but Spellbound is definitely a rising kind of from the ashes sort of team. And Taterbots and Bushido are both doing really good jobs and have had some good pickups that they've made. I think a couple of those teams are fighting for the last playoff spot for Tier 2. So those games are very impactful into what's going to be happening in our future in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so hopefully we can see you all there. It's going to be a fun one, for sure.
Yes, sir. But we're going to end stream on that. Thank you, everyone, for coming. It was a really good stream. I'm so happy to see over 60 people and the massive amount of comments that we had tonight. So really hope you guys were just as impressed as we were. But have a good night, everybody.
Take care, guys.